Hi! Okay, so today's video is going to be a weird, in-depth topic. So let's get into it. People are fat because they want to be fat. So I was listening to the Shane and Friends podcast, and if you know what that is, it's Shane Dawson, and he interviews people, and it's fun. It's funny, it's a nice topic, and Shane Dawson himself used to weigh 400 pounds, somewhere up there. It was a really high range. And they lost this weight, and they were talking about that, and his guest was Jillian Michaels, and if you know who that is, she's from The Biggest Loser. Sorry if I sound really congested, it's because I am trying to eat some Halls and live my life. I still have to upload, and I'm not, like, vomiting, so I can film. So, people are fat because they want to be fat. At first when I heard this, I was like, wow, that's bullshit. How dare she say something like that? And then I was like, but, wait a minute. Is it true? Am I offended because it's true? Is this like a true thing? Like, people are fat because they want to be fat? Like, do I want to be fat? And then I was like, no way. No, that's BS. How dare she? How dare she imply that I want to be like this? But then I thought about it and I was like, it's all psychological. In the way that, like, dieting and stuff like it's mental. It's like an addiction. I don't like referring to it like that because I think a drug addiction is way more harmful than a food addiction, or it's more serious, if that makes sense. I don't know. Which I'm sure some people would debate because either way they're both harmful to your health and a lot of those types of things. But just when I heard her say people are fat because they want to be fat, I think they were talking about like Dr. Phil or Dr. Oz or something like that. I wish I could remember. This was like as I was going to sleep. It was an interesting thought. People are fat because they want to be fat. And as I heard that and I thought about it, and I told you, like, I was like, no. But then I thought about it and I was like, but you consciously make a decision to eat comfort food and eat your food and overeat and to not exercise and to do those things. And it's a decision. It's a conscious decision. And you have to, it's just like anything. Like, you have to want to change. You have to accept the fact that you have a problem for something to change with any addiction. It's not like you love, it's not like you love, well, I can't say you don't love doing drugs, because it's not like you love what doing drugs does to your body, but you love the drugs. You love the effect. This is me speculating because obviously I'm not a drug addict. But to assume that you love the high, you enjoy the high. The high is the reason that you do the drugs. You don't just do the drugs because they're harmful to your health. So the same goes with food. You eat the food because you like the food, but not because it makes you fat and because it adds weight on it and because it's unhealthy. So you are fat because you want to be fat. You are a drug addict because you want to be one. And it's not that you're aspiring to this goal, it's that you're making conscious decisions to do things, to use the drugs, to do this, and you need to seek help, or at least accept the fact that you have a problem. Accept your issue with it. That's anything. If you want change, you have to accept and understand and state the problem, come up with a solution. So I have like this little short list here on my computer that's like going down this list of points, and most of this is freestyle. All I have is people are fat because they want to be fat. Shane and Friends, Jillian Michael, weight loss and idea. Psychological, fuck diets, count calories, not diets. And then another little quote thing. So going along with this, personally I have struggled with, I don't want to say struggle with food because it sounds weird. Like, I don't have this issue where I'm like binging on pizza covered in syrup. Like, I tend to overeat. Not a secret. I have moments where food is a comfort, food is this, I have an unhealthy relationship with food. And I've tried diets. Now here's my problem with diets. I've tried the Atkins diet, which you cut something out, and of course cutting out, for that it's the carbohydrates and the sugars and things like that. Cutting out the source of energy and the main source of that is obviously going to cause you to lose weight because you're now just eating your proteins and your fats and everything other than this main source. Because I'm going to insert a picture now, but let me just look up like one of those little My Plate things. But just looking at this, like, you cut out a fourth of your diet. A fourth of what you should be eating is cut out. And then you're down, which is, carbohydrates are high in calories. Like, that's not a questionable factor. But then you look at this, and all you're getting now are your proteins, your vegetables, your fruits. Well, not even fruits, because fruits have sugar, so I wouldn't eat fruit. Maybe milk? Most of what I was eating was fruits and vegetables, which wasn't healthy. But when I started to eat the grains and the carbohydrate group and sugars, I gained every pound back, if not more at this point. Which is the unfortunate thing of diets. So my cousin started to do this diet over a year ago, maybe a year and a half now, I guess. Pushing a year? No, about a year. And I came on here and I was like, I'm doing it too. And it worked, but then you stopped and it didn't work. And you went right back up to what you were how you were. Because the diet was a strict eating plan, which isn't a bad thing. It's not saying that you can't lose weight or you can't be healthy by having the willpower to cut down and eat certain foods. What we were eating, I think I had in the description of a video. Breakfast was a cup of cereal, a cup of milk, a fruit. Lunch was a wrap, which was just chicken and spinach, but I would put hummus or some sort of mayonnaise so it wasn't so dry. And a yogurt. That type of basis. And then for dinner you would have 4 ounces of chicken, a cup of rice, and a cup of vegetables, which is probably it's a more balanced meal. That was going off of this thing that she told me, which was fine. It was probably really healthy and it worked for her. She lost the weight she wanted to and had the effect that she needed. But me and her ate the same amount of food. She would eat less than the recommended for her, and I would eat the same as for her. We were very different sizes. I have a wall of pictures and I'm trying to see if you can see both of us. She, I don't want to say weighed, blast her weight. So you can see in this picture that she is a very thin person. This is like post-diet. Anyway, she's thin. She's not a large, heavy-weighted and all person. She had like 10 to 15 extra pounds that she wanted to lose, but probably didn't need to. Anyways, so that's what I ate what she ate, and she would eat less so she could have better results and whatever. Which was fine. That was fine. It worked. She occasionally will strict up what she eats, and that's a good nutritious thing for her. I, however, did not have similar success with it because the things we would eat weren't filling for me. I guess is a way I could word it, and I would be hungry, and finally I got to a point where it wasn't that I was starving, but I didn't like the foods we were eating, so being hungry and them not being filling felt like this sucks. I don't like this. So now I stopped doing that. I lost some weight, but it wasn't this dramatic change like the last. Cut that. I lost some weight, but it wasn't a dramatic change like the other diet. The other diet I did cut out. I guess looking at this, I cut out half of what you were supposed to be eating. Because you didn't get fruits. I mean, vegetables were fine, but fruits were not. So you got vegetables and proteins. And dairy. But dairy is a separate little chunk. So, just from the plate. So you cut away half of what you were eating. So this took weight so fast. You can see if you go back to my first video that you can see on my channel to a couple in that I lost weight. And that's because I started this diet. And I think if you want to lose a quick pounds fast, do that. Do it. Cut out sugars, cut out carbs. Realistically, we're going to eat carbs. We're going to eat sugars as people. We're going to eat these things. So I think it's ridiculous to think that you can cut them out for the rest of your life. And people would say that to me. I had family that would say, well, what are you going to do after the diet? I would say, I'm just, this is a lifestyle. They're like, oh, I'm not eating sugar anymore. Sugar's not healthy. It's not good. Which it's not. Nothing's good in abundance. Some things are better in moderation. Anyways, so I was like, no, I just will never eat bread. I'll never eat sugar. And that was realistic to me. I realistically thought that I could do that. So with that, I fell off the horse, and I was like, I fell off the horse, and I had carbs and sugar, and I was like, well, if a little bit here and there won't hurt. And I was like, God, I need to stop. So I got myself back on the horse, and the horse didn't run as fast. The weight wasn't falling off as quickly as it was, and there was issues with that. So then I was discouraged, and I stopped. I stopped it. It's fine. Not fine. wasn't fine. I probably shouldn't have stopped. I should have done something different. But no matter what I did, I was going to end up gaining weight because if I tried to watch what I ate calorically instead of physically what I'm eating food-wise, I would have gained weight because I was introducing this big step in my diet back in, which is sugars and carbs. So I did that. So here I am now, and I've been watching my calories, which I would say personally is much better way of consuming food than a diet. Because your diet is what you eat. So I remember learning about that in nutrition class freshman year. I had a teacher who was very thin. I think she said she was a vegetarian, vegan, something along those lines, where she didn't eat meat. She had a very healthy of what she ate consistent diet. Anyway, so we were learning about this. She told us, she was like, I hate the word diet because your diet is what you eat. It is not a way of losing weight. She said that the whole terminology and the idea of it bothered her. And diets, you can see that they don't work. They'll work and then they'll reverse. The effects don't last. Nor are they entirely realistic, because let's look at this. For the rest of my life, there was no realistic way, unless I was determined to a whole new strength to cut out carbs and sugars. It's not realistic. There are fruit. I couldn't ever eat fruit again. It's quite the commitment. So I like the idea of count your calories and not diets. Because that gives you this allowance. Because cheat days. With diets, most people come cheat days. And it's this idea where I eat good all week, so I get this day to eat what I want. And I guess that's a more blown up version of an 80-20 calorie diet, where 80% of what I eat during the day needs to be healthy and needs to be good, and then there's 20% of my day, 20% of what I eat that can be bad, 20% of what I want, which I think balances out really well. And I guess that was the same thought. Well, let's apply that to a week. If I eat good for 80% of my week and I have that one day where that's my 20% where I eat what I want, that's fine. But in doing that, it's this odd effect of it's more likely to push you off of your diet and to throw you for a loop, because most people can't just go from eating healthy to all of a sudden having this day where they hog out. And then they have to then work that off with the whole next week. So I feel like where you count your calories and you have the set amount and you eat based around that, under or over, whatever works for you, no matter what, I'm still eating the same amount of calories every day. But let's say one day I say, okay, I'm gonna have a lighter dinner because I got Starbucks today. Either way, I'm still having the same amount of calories. The only difference is some of the calories didn't come from as positive of a thing, but it's still the same amount. And I think that's more beneficial for trying to lose or gain weight. Because if you're trying to gain weight, I mean, you're going to need to increase your calories enormously. So then the last thing I have here and it's this thing that my mom said for diet. At the time it made sense. It was this thought of, yeah. And she as well has struggled with her weight, and she was young and she was on diets, and there wasn't this known way of healthily understanding what you're eating and how it affects your body and the calories and all of that. Like, that's not common knowledge for some people. So anyways, it was nothing tastes as good as thin feels. And it was that thought where it was like if I want that chocolate cake, that will not taste as good as being confident and thin feels. And I don't like that thought, because thin is just this idea that society puts on you. But anyways, I literally says, Mom said, nothing tastes as good as thin feels, and fuck that. Because fuck that. There is no reason to think that way. You should want to lose weight because it's healthier. And because if you're not happy with the way you look and you want to be. Now, nothing's going to say that I won't lose weight and I won't have a better image of myself, but still not take my shirt off when I go swimming or to the beach, because I was thinking about that and I was like, if I looked like, Marcus Butler. It was like, if I looked like him, because he was on my Instagram feed, and I was like, I still don't think I would have the confidence to expose myself in that way. And I think maybe it's just the fat kid mentality, but that's just, I was like, I can't see it, which probably isn't a good thing. I should probably see someone on that. But regardless, I hope this video was helpful to some people. I just want to get this out there because it was this thought I had the podcast I listen to, Balancing In, which is the series of thoughts that I had. And I was like, I want to talk about this and just put this out there. So yeah. I don't really know. I'll keep you posted. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.